Welcome to Wayne's World Garage. Phil, Allen, and I are here. We're putting head blocks on the Frick Sawmill. Good luck at that.
For the paint.
All right, guys. So, Phil, Allen, and I have spent a tremendous amount of time rebuilding these head blocks and the gears, which are called the racks. Those are the long gears which attach to the bottom of the knees. I think I have my terminology correct. I'm not going to bore you with all the details, but this is a big deal. It's a huge amount of project. So each of these head blocks I made pretty much. Phil and I, we took a skill saw with a carbide blade, which is designed for metal, and we ripped down this large 3/8 inch angle iron. We ripped the angle iron down to basically 4 3/4 inches by 1.5 inches. Actually, a little bit more than that. Then I took the angle iron, and then I had to machine it on the Bridgeport mill, which you've probably seen some pictures of. I'll show you one here, machining it. Because what you have to do is underneath side, you have to cut a little groove in there because the rack gear, which I'll show you, is machined to fit in that groove. It ends up, it's a massive amount of work. So what's Alan doing here? Well, he's not taking a nap, but what he's doing, we call these things bearings or bushings, whatever you want to call them. But this drive rod, which rotates the pinion gear, caused when you pull on the set works, drives the rack. I think I have my terminology right. So when he does that, in order to do this, what we have to do is we've got to take off these little bushings here where he's wrenching on right now. There's 2 little bolts on them and they pop right off. If they popped right off, he'd have it done. So that's what he's doing. And then what we're going to do is you'll see we'll take a wire brush. I'm going to wire brush these guys clean because the gears, the pinion gears, do not slide up and down this shaft. Additionally, you need to file them because if you don't file them, they won't slide. So you can hit them with a hammer, but the way to do is to make it so it drives up in here very, very nicely. So we're doing that. Anyway, we'll fast forward this after a few minutes of you guys watching this. Hopefully you won't be too bored during this video. You need a bigger hammer?
BFH.
Oh, what that stuff is.
So Alan finally got this, I'd call it the leftmost, I call it a bearing, because it's a bearing that this big long drive shaft rotates in. The drive shaft holds a pinion tube, and the problem is that was a little bit tough to get off because it's painted and we couldn't wire brush it very well. And now what Alan's doing, as you can see, he's got this little Eastwood thing I bought, and it's got a buffing wheel on it, sanding wheel, and he's cleaning off this drive shaft, which has a key in it, a keyway in it, which holds a key to the pinion, and when the pinion rotates, blah, 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 and all that stuff, then it moves the knees back and forth. But if you see I'll circle this thing in red. The thing I got circled in red has got to come off next, and then once that comes off, then we can start sliding things out. So that's what we're doing right now.
Oh, wait a minute. That's it.
That's it? Well, then the socket should fit on there.
It does.
No, where's the other socket? Let me see.
What, the 15,
Oh,
16?
Oh, you know what? Hold on a second. I bet you I got the other one here.
Yeah, we want. This doesn't matter.
15 sixteenths. And we need 1 1/16. So amusingly, it's like all of the nuts on this thing are different sizes. We've got 1 1/16, we've got 7/8 inch, 3/4 inch, 7/8 of an inch, blah, blah, blah. One of the things I'm doing as we go through with this and taking it apart and putting it back together is putting on all the same size nuts. So for the 5/8 inch pieces, and it's a lot of 5/8 inch studs are all thread. We're using 15/16 inch nuts. What size wrench they fit. And for the 3/4 inch ones, or for the 1/2 inch ones, I'm using 3/4 inch. And we'll at least standardize it, so you'll have to bring like a couple sets of sockets and wrenches to get this thing working. So I apologize for the poor video, but all three of us are kind of working, at least a little bit anyway. At least 2 or 3 of us are working. I'm not sure how hard I'm working. But what Phil is doing, there are 5/8 inch studs, okay, which are into the rack, which is that big gear. They're threaded into it. And there's nuts on the top of them. And in our case, it's 1 in some odd, 1 in 1/16. I don't know whether they're silly. They're all different sizes. But we need to take the knees apart. And to take the knee off of the head block, we have to take off the nuts off of these things. So that's what he's doing right now. He's unscrewing these guys, and we'll get cracking and pop these things off. So the inside of the keyways has to be cleaned also with a file, if that's the old one. Just to make sure, before we do this, we want to put the keyway, make sure we can slide it all on and back and forth before we...
Well, you got one for...
We do, but he's got that one there. That one's almost, is that in good shape? Or?
Yeah, it seems to be. Yeah, you got it cleaned up. I didn't know how you...
I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. And you got it. Where was the keyway from the one we just took out?
I don't know.
Here.
Still in it. Okay. Well, maybe we don't need to take it out if it.
Where's the one we used for the testing?
The clean one you had.
Back in here. But if this slides back and forth on that shaft
Yeah, it...
nicely right now without a whole lot of drama, like let's put it right back.
Let it slide.
Let's just see what it does.
Yeah.
It's amazing. But you know what? Where it's slowing down, I can see we did not take all the rust off of it on the outside of this thing.
It slows down right here.
Yeah. So we'll put this one back on. Let's just clean it up. So we got the file. We got everything we need. Let me, right? But I can see rust on it.
What are you talking about?
It's rusted all over the place.
Unless it's in the actual keyway.
Yeah,
It's drying.
That could be, I don't know.
I think they were... I think it was a shadow. It doesn't really look like
Oh.
there's rust
The
there.
rod looks pretty clean. Maybe it's just in the keyway.
Well, keep bringing it up. Let's see. Let's see.
The only thing would be like right there.
So we're taking a file and a chisel, and we're making sure all the edges where the keyway go are perfectly flat and smooth, not distorted. And the keyway, we're cleaning that out too, because it's full of paint. And you'll see, once we get this done, it slides on there swimmingly well. What a good job, guys. Yeah, and I have these little, I have some of these deburring wheels. So right here we get tight.
Yeah, it comes over it though.
Oh, there we go.
Because part of it too has got to be square on the bottom.
Oh, absolutely. But I think that's,
I'm not sure
I think that's where we need to go, past where I need to go.
Yeah.
I think,
yeah,
I think,
Because
I
here's where
think,
you need to go, right?
yeah, exactly. So I think we're gonna clean off the inside of this guy, and with a little bit of grease on this, we'll be happy as can be.
Yeah.
So, and that
Which
will
one do you
not
want
fit
to
in
put
there.
up here? Take your pick.
Exactly.
You put these together. Which one do you want to use?
And so this is kind of exciting. So we're taking the head block here, which we built. Actually, Alan is taking the head block, and Phil is going to take this thing, and we're going to slide it on and see how she fits. And the thing is, it's not light. It probably weighs 75 pounds. It's made out of 3/8 inch steel. So it's not the easiest thing to move around. So let's see how this goes. We want to make it so it slides on perfectly well. We'll see how all the holes line up. All right. Hey, look. It fits between the carriage. Shocking.
Yeah. Huh.
So this is the first head block we're putting on. Yes, it fits between the carriage because we could measure 24 and 15/16 of an inch, or 24 and whatever it is, 7/8 of an inch. and we made those measurements correct. But as you notice, the end near Phil, the guy with the orange shirt that sticks out, is popped up in the air 1/2 inch. What the heck is going on here? So you'll see us scratching our heads, evaluating, we'll have a vote, we'll argue, we'll send it back to the Congress, we'll discuss it some more. But the reality is, what the story here is the measurements I got from the Frick paperwork, okay, told me exactly where to cut the holes, and we checked and double checked, and then we welded it. But the problem is I welded it at home. I wish we could have put it in place and welded it here. So what happens here is these little 90-degree angles, which are on the bottom of the head block, they hold it to the carriage with bolts in them, 1/2 inch bolts, are off by about 3/16 of an inch. Not much, but it's enough so that it doesn't fit properly, because with the head block on it the way it's supposed to be, the issue we have right now is that the rod, which drives the pinion, is off a little bit. Not a good thing.
Differently. We'll try that side a little bit.
I don't think we need to come down that much, do we?
No, because it's multiplied by, the length of it, But I don't know how much we've come down either. What's that?
Paint coming in.
Yeah. Hey, Kurt. You're doing a much better job than I did, Alan. Nice. A field adjustment. Let me try this. Good.
Anything you do, the first one is a template, right?
Yes, that's exactly right. Exactly right. We'll try it. I still see lines from where he cut it on his side. Yeah. So Alan has underachieved. It's real. Oh, and you know what we didn't do? This is the last one I did. We didn't polish the top of it. All right. Well, let's go try it again. And
do we want to put a different one on?
What's that? No, let's put this one. This is one we're working on. They're all going to be the same.
Yeah, I know.
Put the gear on?
Huh?
Oh.
Do we need the gear?
Yes.
Try it.
No, let's try it.
Yeah, we can try without it.
Yeah, you're right. So what happens is that lower part, I don't know why. We'll find out soon, right? So not on Alan's side. Alan's, I see air.
Right there's
Okay.
lined up. So it's riding high in there?
Yes, but we're gonna fix that.
Oh, I know you will.
I'm just trying to think. It's way high. Why is it so freaking high? Hang on one second. I'm kind of wondering too. You know what though? Let's do this. Is there a ruler or a straight edge somewhere there? Let's measure the height from here to here. I want to measure the height from here to here and there to there on the old ones. Make sure we're the same.
When this is in place, whether it holds it up a little.
Well, that's a good point.
Because that would be enough. That would be a
It
difference.
will.
Let's try it.
Putting this on?
Let's at least give it a shot. It doesn't make sense that these numbers are that far off. Yeah.
Right.
How you doing, Kirk? Anyway.
Let's see.
All right. I don't know. This actually fits pretty good here, doesn't it? You know what I mean? It's not gonna. That's okay.
And is it riding in the hole
It's riding low in the hole. We just grind it some more. I mean that's. But is there a straight edge in that box there or in that red tool thing over there? I just want to measure the height from here to the bottom. We got to check that because if this is way off, it's not going to work. And it's acting like it's up too high. Know what I mean?
Well, if worse comes to worse, we can always swap it out with another one. See if
They're all
if they all do
correct.
If they all do the
So
same.
correct. So
Yeah, not that one. That's got the,
Yeah, not this one. Can you pull the gear assembly towards you? Well, no, I want to put. Oh, there you. Oh, it wouldn't matter. You're right. Boy, oh boy, is that good, huh? It's right on. That's a good thing, because if it was off, so it just means I have to make the hole an eighth of an inch bigger, and that's not a big deal. Let's just crank away it. It'll take a few minutes, and we'll get her done, right? Although I don't know why, but that's the way it is, and it may be. So maybe the old one was tight anyway. We never even noticed it, never cared. Who knows, right?
Just try this one. This is up like this and it hits fine.
Mm-hmm.
There's enough play on this
Yeah.
rod.
yeah,
Do that again.
there is play inside there. You can see it moving at the end.
Yeah.
So this has this piece here we could put on it, and it's adjustable. But I don't know that that's the right answer. You know what I mean? Or do we want to? I'm inclined.
Try this one.
All right, he wants to try another one. He
Well,
wants
for
to.
two reasons.
I don't care. Yeah,
One, this
'cause-
one's already been cleaned too.
yeah. No, I get it. Yes, Kirk, welding this stuff is near impossible. It's like, it's horrible, you know. And somebody said, well, you just put it in muriatic acid. Yeah, I'll put it in my wife's tub. It'll be like on Blacklist, and we'll throw these in the tub or something.
But they wouldn't have anything that wasn't galvanized over there, would they?
They do actually have a lot. So, yeah, I was surprised. Same thing. Yeah, well, one like them all. You know. All right.
Well, you were consistent.
Yeah, exactly.
This is more or less in the back though.
Yeah, I see that.
Let's see, over there. Hold on, where's the other hole? Okay, there we're lined up on the holes.
How's your holes look?
They're perfect.
Well, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
That's a good thing. This actually, and you're still up in the air a little
Yeah,
bit.
just a bit.
So push it down. Let me watch.
I am.
Let go. Yeah, it's moving it.
But I'm not, I don't think, it's not moving the whole rod. Thankfully, it's,
So you know, let's slide this a little bit and let's hit this surface with a grinder to grind it down smooth and flat, which it probably is not. And see if that does anything. You know what I'm talking? You see, I'm making. It's like brake rotors. When you take a brake rotor to the shop, they spend more time deburring it basically and flattening it out. No, we're not hitting that wooden thing.
no, we're nowhere near it.
Any difference?
Right there. There we go.
No difference. Okay.
No difference.
So let's pull it out. Let's grind away at this thing. Let's fix it. It'll take us 20 minutes and we'll have it fixed.
So where are we hitting now?
We're hitting right back here at 5 o'clock.
So we're not hitting at 6.
We're hitting at 5 o'clock. Correct. But that's okay. Pull it out and we'll fix it. Right? I got batteries.
Is this side clear at the bottom too? We're hitting in the same space.
I think we're hitting it.
They're both hitting about the same. Now, this is flat on there, yeah.
Because, okay, so we're clear on the bottom, huh?
Although, should we put a level on this? I brought, Kirk, would you grab that level back there? Let's just double check.
You're assuming the whole thing's level though.
Well, we know this is level because we leveled the hell out of it. We're going to double check. We know like here. How are we looking? Couldn't be better. So if that's level, what do we see in here? Couldn't be better, frankly. So let's pull it off and grind it down and fix it. You know,
All three of them, probably.
it's not a big deal compared to the effort. Yeah, but you're right. I think you're right. So, no biggie. Now we know.
Well, sadly, this didn't work out quite as we expected. It was supposed to fit perfectly, but it's not a big deal. So what we ended up doing here is we took the knee off of it, and then we will take the little grinding tool, a deburring tool actually, and we are going to enlarge the holes just a little bit so we can wiggle things around a little bit and get this one to fit just perfectly. Now, what you don't see here, though, is we've already got 2 other head blocks ready to roll. What am I going to do with those guys? So with the 2 other head blocks, I'm going to take them home, and Phil and I are going to machine them out. So we'll just adjust that slot, and it's actually It doesn't even need to be 3/16 of an inch. It really could be probably 1/8 of an inch. It's off only a tiny, tiny bit. So we'll put it on the milling machine, the Bridgeport mill. It's not super critical. We'll adjust the slots. We'll make slots for where the bolts go through, the 1/2 inch bolts go through into the carriage. And where the angle iron is, where the angle iron attaches, we'll adjust that just a little bit. We'll tweak it some. And once we tweak it, it'll fit right back on. But in the meantime, we want to get this guy on, at least so we can say we've got one of them done and possibly cut wood the following day, which we ended up not doing because I spent all day home welding stuff. But we're moving along.
Well, it's setting down.
That's good because I see air now. We see air everywhere, pretty
Yeah.
much. I see a little bit of touching here at 5 o'clock where this yellow mark is,
Yeah, just this, like.
but you're sitting down pretty much.
Yeah.
This is not. This is
Yeah.
down on its own.
Yeah, yeah. Lift it up and drop it again. Yeah, it's pretty damn good. It's probably
By
good
the
enough.
time you put the shims under it,
Yeah.
where it's supposed to be, it'll be spot on.
Okay.
All right, so let's
We're gonna need the gear.
tighten that. Put this down. Bolt this guy down. Right. Uh huh.
No.
Oh, you got to put the gear on.
Gear.
Yeah. Gear.
Don't get ahead of ourselves. Isn't that what you tell me?
Yes, but actually, and these guys need to be tightened up and stuff. Yep, but that's okay.
Gear.
Yeah.
Here.
Well, hang on a second. Let me.
You wanna rotate it so you can see it?
And I also want to get some of the rust out of that thing. Rotate it counterclockwise if you can. Keep going.
Good. Good.
Stand by. Was there a rag over here somewhere? Right here. Look at all
What
this
you
deb-
got thinking?
look at all this debris and
That
shit
tape
in
of
there.
yours? The ruler tape?
Yeah. Bring some of that.
Put that down
Yeah.
on this.
Anything clean? Hold on a second. Because we. Oops.
We're not gonna be able to drill a hole. Actually, I think that's more visible.
Yeah, this,
All right.
unfortunately, you're out of the way here, so we'll stay for a while.
Are you ready?
Here's your key.
Up towards me. You're up high. Drop it down. Phil, lift up your end.
Yeah.
Okay, hang on.
Are you on?
No, I'm not yet, but I will be.
Yeah, damn.
Oh, I wonder why that slides on so nice. Holy shit.
Way.
Holy shit. Yes. Good?
No.
Good? All right. So now, we've got, look at these nuts. What happened to these nuts? My God. Okay. There should be a, the nut we took off was a, oh, hang on, grab me that gold plated nut. There you go. This has to be tapped down some.
So do we want to put the shims on or do no?
Not, I think not yet, but I don't know, what do I know? Okay, so, let's see. Now we need to put a, putting it down, is there a, we need, the wrench over there, is that 3/4 inch wrench?
Yeah.
Right there,
Hang on, get that on there.
yeah. Or, yeah, Excuse me. Go ahead and just crank it. Yeah, just a little bit. Yep. Good. Good.
My thought is then,
Yeah.
is we don't tighten this one down. Reason being is we're gonna have to shim it up anyway.
You're so pessimistic.
Well,
I'm just
you
kidding.
said we're going to.
We don't need to.
Huh?
I don't think we need. I believe
Did you
optimistically.
account for the 1/8 inch?
Yes, I did.
On the, so
Yes. So what I did is, that's what I say. We remember we measured these guys.
Yeah.
The front was short, so I counted. We don't have to. I don't.
Okay.
Doesn't matter to me. Put the gear and let's see if it works. Now this is the gear you pulled out, huh?
Yeah.
And actually,
That's the gear that goes with this one, right?
this is a rack. This is a rack.
This is
It's
the
not a
rack.
gear. It's a rack. Don't. It's a rack.
That's not a rack, let me tell you.
That's not a rack. Not a very big rack. So hold on. Before we
Must've
put
been- it
before we
must've been
put these in here. So did you say these were not tight here, possibly?
The one on to you, closest to you is not tight.
So we need to tighten them down. What do you think of that? Right here?
No, closest to you.
Here?
Inside.
Here?
Yes.
Well, we're not going to tighten it now. That's for damn sure, because the whole thing's in there.
Well, that's why. No, the rest of them are tight.
But hang on a second. I don't know if it matters because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
It doesn't matter because these have to come off here.
comes off to
This comes off here.
Yeah. Ooh. Now it will matter.
What's that? What's that?
Well, actually, it shouldn't, because you can't crank it any further anyway, because that other piece that's in there.
Oh, I can. This can. It'll.
Well, don't over crank it then, because you'll.
It'll. Oh no. You get. It'll move. Trust me. It'll move. So now the question is. And we're going to need. So, you want to leave that all thread on there? Or you want to put a new piece in there? We're not going to leave that one there. We got a new one. So just set that on here if you don't mind.
You gonna get it out of there?
Possibly.
Well, on the plus side,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter if we do it now or later.
Yeah, but since I got this one all cleaned and ready to go,
Oh, I thought you were here. Okay, well, that's that one.
take this one needs to be rebuilt, and this one here doesn't look bad actually. But hang on, because we have. We have the. I've got the somewhere. I've got the tool. So I think it's in my little red toolbox. Let's just run a thread chaser down across those guys, okay? And then we'll be good to go. Let me see. So let's see. Yeah, here we go. Oh, all right. So let's chase some threads here. What?
Before we chase too many threads.
Well, that's okay, but this still has to get done. The top of that guy. Left it on there. And then some put some of that penetrating oil on it, and then crank it with a. That's for the impact wrench to crank it up and down a couple times.
We're,
What's the issue? So, well, let's see. Let's see what the problem is, Houston.
Where's the one you picked?
Probably in here. And they're all going to be the same.
Huh?
They're all going to be the same.
Yeah, you assume that. But we know you did that one and they fit.
Well, the question. Let me see why it doesn't fit. Well, that is very interesting, huh? Well, that's not.
Lines off too.
Like the two holes aren't lined up perfectly and it goes like that.
So that's a big deal. Let me just think about that.
The first one, we know fits.
I wonder if you loosen the bolts, the nuts, whether you'll get
No. It's because what's
No, it's
they're
not.
both. How can this be? How can this be? So what's the issue? So it's interesting though because,
Hold on a second. Let me see that one of those. Let's try this one.
it's like the whole shaft is pushed back. It's like the whole shaft is pushed back more than it should be.
Huh?
It's like the whole shaft.
Is it the shaft or is it the?
It's like the whole. Well, we're not going to just move it, but it's like the whole.
Yeah, okay. Well,
Push that in.
Just
Push.
press on?
Yeah, push that in a second. Just a second.
This fits perfect.
okay.
What do you mean fits? Yeah, they fit on there perfectly. The issue
It
is
doesn't fit on that.
But
it doesn't fit because the shaft is in the way.
shaft that's
It fits.
centered
It
off.
fits on it perfectly with the shaft out of the way. It's because the shaft is not lined up in the hole, center of the hole.
If we put this on.
But that's not that far off. This is what happens when we do 3 of them.
It's interesting. This needs to
Go
push
up.
in.
Push. Does it want to push it in some?
Any better?
It might when you tighten it down.
You know, it's pretty tight against there now.
So these guys here.
Oh, it's even worse with this.
Let me just think a second here.
If I'm gonna make a suggestion. We know it fits here. Let's put this one. These are done different.
You're missing the point. It
No, I'm
fits
not
here.
missing the point.
It fits here perfectly on these threads,
It fits on there without it being on the rail.
right?
Right.
So we tried it.
Well, you can try it.
I'm just saying, I don't remember us doing it. That's why.
Well, let's take it off.
All right. Thanks for watching another episode of Wayne's World Garage. The Three Stooges have finished pretty much installing one of the new head blocks. We ran into some problems, and we're going to adjust the other 2 before we try and put them on. Additionally, I've got to take the other rack gears home, and once I take them home, I'm going to weld them and refurbish them so they're quite like new. And that's the story. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe. Pass to your friends. And you all have a great day. Take care.